Hi, hello, and howdy. I'm Mushmellow, and you are, well, you're you. Hello, you. Welcome to Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, where art takes a twisted turn. Come on, join me as we bring to life chilling designs, spooky masterpieces, and we do it all one drill at a time. So like, subscribe, grab your drills, and let's get ready to create something dark and dazzling. Let's paint the darkness together. Come on, let's go. Hi, everybody. So today I have kind of a special treat. I'm a little excited. I have been shopping and a-bopping around this month looking for new and exciting application mediums and actually revisiting some older ones to see if my thoughts or opinions have changed on them. Maybe I like them more, maybe I don't like them as much, etc. And so I'm going to kind of review everything that I got recently with you guys. This is by far not a totally comprehensive application medium video, but there are tons of like really new innovative choices and some old favorites and a little bit of everything. So we've got putties, we've got waxes, we've got filler, we've got double-sided tape, we've got glue dots. So we kind of cover the gambit generally, but not by far not everything that's available out there. So let's dive in, see what all we got, and we'll give you my opinions on these. I have been testing all of these for the last couple of weeks now, and I definitely have thoughts and opinions and definitely have a clear favorite. So without further ado, let's dive in and see what there is to see. You ready? Let's do it. All right, you guys, so I have brought my assistant Sundown in diamond painting canvas form to help us. We're going to apply some drills so you can kind of see how some of these application mediums work. I have some darker colored drills so we can see if there is residue. You can maybe get an idea. I have this little case of tips, so if I need an extra tip, and we're just going to start. We're going to start with good old faithful, the standard wax that comes in diamond painting kits. This comes with, it should come in about 100% of kits, but sometimes it's 99.999%. Sometimes they forget. But this is a standard wax pad that comes in a kit. Now you want to remember to always remove the front and back little sheets here, otherwise you'll be poking against that sheet and not get a lick of wax in your pen at all. And once you have exposed your wax, you can take your single placer tip and put it in here on the end, kind of gush it around a little bit, pull away, and there you go. We have filled it. You want to try to keep all application mediums, this kind of applies across the board. You want it flush with your pen tip, not overflowing and bulbous. You want it kind of flush. I know we have a tendency to want to fill this sucker up, but you want it flush with your placer. And then you can also use it in a multi-placer. And there you go. Just pushed it in and pulled it away, and we are full. The pros of diamond painting wax, little squares like this, is they are free. They come with the kits. Yay! And if you need to replace it or buy your own, or you want to buy different colors, they're pretty cheap. Places like Temu, Amazon, etc. offer tons and tons of them for a pretty really decent low price and different colors. They're not scented or anything like that. And it's a low cost option to get started. You can get started right out of the unwrapping the kit right away. Now there are cons to these. The cons are that they wear down pretty quick, the wax does, so it needs to be refilled in your pen tips quite frequently. That is the most common complaint. Another complaint that we often hear about the standard wax is that it doesn't give that that, okay, I have a little hair stuck there in the wax. We don't hear that pop. There's a certain like diamond painting pop when placing drills, and you pull your pen away, it goes pop. And the stronger the pop, the happier people seem to be. This does not give a very strong pop. So it's a pretty quiet, you know, popless or pop minimal application medium. Another complaint that we often hear, and you can start to see it here, is that even though we were flush with the pen tip, it's starting to push out of the pen tip a little bit, and that eventually will flake off and either stick between drills, stick on the canvas, like right, oh, okay. So I picked up a drill upside down by accident. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm trying here, folks, by accident. And if you look real close, you can see a piece of the wax came off on the drill. And over time, that can leave a bunch of little flecks of wax in between your drills. It can get on your canvas and then be really hard, even with tweezers, to get off of your canvas and make it so that you either have trouble or can't stick your drill to that spot. And it can leave a dull, like, residue, a waxy residue on top of your drills, making your drills a little less shiny, a little more dull, and require some extra TLC when you're done, like taking a dry cloth and wiping, kind of like dusting or polishing your canvas when you're done, so that you get that residue off your drills and they sparkle and shine as intended. But, you know, if you're just starting, beginners love this. Sundown loved this wax until the vacuum pen. He didn't get along with any of the other application medium types that we'll talk about today or that I exposed him to. He just didn't like them as much as I did. And wax was his jam until that vacuum pen came along. But yeah, there's no shame in it. Some people love this wax. And as you can see, this is starting to come out of the pen, and eventually after a couple more placements, it would kind of peel off and then end up getting stuck on the canvas or on your drills, in between your drills, and can show through when you're looking at the canvas. You start seeing, depending on your color that you're using, a bunch of pink in between the drills, or in this case purple in between the drills. So I think most of us, if not all of us, start with the wax that comes in the kits, but we pretty quickly graduate on to a next level type of application medium. In this case, I would think maybe if you're new to the diamond painting, or maybe you're not new but you're not really exposed to some of the other application mediums, your next logical step might be a diamond painting wax from a small shop, which is a little bit different than what the squares that we get. So let's take a look at a diamond painting wax from a small shop. I should also mention, I think I failed to mention another complaint or con of diamond painting wax that comes with the kits, is that it wears down and wears down and kind of comes out on the drills, comes out of the pen, wears away so fast and frequently that people are constantly having to reapply to their pen every several dozen drills. So you might get 100, 200 drills down maybe, and you're going to need to replace and refill your pen tip quite frequently. And that is another common complaint that people have. Let's move on to the store-bought wax. So diamond painting wax is very similar to candle wax in that it's hard and flaky, and I'll just show you. So this particular wax I recently got from Diamond Art Supply on Etsy. There's a little QR code if you need it. Okay, and it says scan to go directly to the Diamond Art Supply storefront. Right there. It's the back of their card, some socials, and some general information. This does let you know that they sell ticky-tack putty, scented waxes, which is what we have here, glitter drill pens, cover minder, and magnets. Now, these are so cute. They're so big. They're so pretty with little sparkles in them and stuff. And they're so heavily scented. I thought I had made a mistake and bought the wax that goes in heating plates. I did go back to their shop, went to the listings to make sure I got diamond painting wax, not melting wax. And it says in big bold, because I think other people might have thought the same thing in the past, that this is diamond painting wax. So this is a mystery pack that I got from them, and it was $9.60 at the time of purchase. I got Fireside Marshmallow, and I got Blueberry Cobbler and Sun and Sand. I've dug a little bit into Blueberry Cobbler and a little bit into Marshmallow Fireside, because marshmallow, how could I not, right? So I'm going to explore a little bit with Sun and Sand. Now, these are very strongly scented. If you're sensitive to scents, you might want to avoid these. But if you want an aromatherapy experience while you're diamond painting, these would be great. I have to admit, I don't know if it's the combination of all three or just the strength of the smells in general, but man, I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache just kind of having them close. And that's how strongly scented these are. Here's Sun and Sand. Smell. Yeah. It smells good. It smells clean. It smells more like laundry soap to me, but it is what it is. So this is what we've got. It's cute. It's sparkly. It's a little lion. It's a cute shape. I would think, as a disclaimer, I would worry about children or pets thinking this is something it's not, or you thinking it's something it's not. So to reiterate, this is a diamond painting wax. Although it does look like a wax melt, it is diamond painting wax. So don't put this in your heating plate. Don't let your kids chew on it or play with it, and don't let your pets have it. There, you've been warned. I'm not sure what most other people do, to be honest, with diamond painting wax. We don't see these in videos very often, so I'm not really sure what everybody else does. It's really hard. See? Can you hear? It's not as soft as the squares that come, the gooey squares that come in our diamond painting kits. So what I do is I just kind of scrape and dig a little bit. Scrape and dig a little bit to try to get it in my placer. As you can see, it does act like candle wax. It kind of flakes. You see that? Kind of flakes. Then I'll take it on a hard surface and try to push it into my pen tip. Flush, get the flake off, and I don't know, waste not, want not, pick up whatever little flecks fall out or come off and try to like stick it back on my wax, but it doesn't want to. So that might just be a lost cause. It is leaving a film, a residue on my hard surface here. And man, I don't know about a multi-placer. I don't know that I've ever tried filling a multi-placer with wax. Now, you might be like, Mushy, just dig it in there. You can't. It's hard, y'all. It's hard, and it just flakes away. So perhaps is the digging method. Let's explore this together. Is the scraping, digging method the way to go with this? I mean, maybe, but this seems like an awful lot of effort. But that did seem to work. Just took a little bit of elbow grease and patience, I guess. And now I'm going to try to get it in there and get it flush with the edge of the placer. So now we have it in our multi-placer and in our single placer. Again, this is going to be one of those things that as you can see, it's lots of little flakes. I don't know how well you can see it on this container because of the light glare. Let me see if I can bring it up to you. Lots of little flakes of little flakes of wax. Some residue left behind on the surface. Here's more flakes right here. It does flake. So and now I feel like I have a film, like a a waxy film on my fingers from handling it, but here we go. And I can't pick up a drill. There, got one. Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and there, got another one. Maybe this one's, are you just stuck here? Yeah, you were stuck here. Actually, it was stuck in some of the purple wax that we just used right there. See, it got in my tray. And that's why the drill was stuck there. There's also some other wax shavings in here. Come on, man. It's mucking up my tray. It's mucking up my drills. It's mucking up. And I'm going to try to zoom you in because I did just place that drill. Where'd you go? There it is. And it has wax deposited in between the drills. Let me show you 1 second. There you are, guys, right there. You see that? This white here, it's like white that I just pulled off with my tweezers. That was wax from our pen stuck between our drills. And if you're doing a whole diamond painting like that and you get all that wax stuck in between all those drills, that's going to become glaringly obvious. That kind of sucked a little bit, if I'm being honest. Now I'm trying to pick, I'm going to get this in frame. I'm trying to pick up drills with the multi-placer that's filled with the diamond painting wax. There we go. I kind of had to press pretty hard to get it to pick up, but I'm struggling to get these lined up just so. And oh, I shouldn't have zoomed you out because again, I'm sitting here trying to adjust my drills with my single placer, and we have a bunch of wax deposited on our drills on the canvas and in between the drills. Let me show you. There we are, folks. As you can see, we're real zoomed in because I really wanted you to see just how impactful this can be on your canvas overall. Yes, we're zoomed in so it looks a lot worse than it is, but you can see there's wax shavings just everywhere from that one application. And then when we're done, we have to go over the canvas and hope that we can wipe it off, but it looks like I just shoved it further in between the drills. Yay! Our painting will smell good, but it's dulling the surface of the drills and it's leaving white cast in between the drills. Just you get that on your canvas and you're not going to be able to place drills and such. For me, it's not the method for me for this reason. Okay, now we're back to normal people size, but oh, and now so many times I wish I hadn't zoomed you out yet because there's wax shavings that have fallen off onto my canvas. I just picked that up with tweezers. It's a mess. It's very messy. It's not very tacky. Like, look, I did one multi-place with that. Do you see how it left those big dents in the wax, which you would expect, but look how deep those go. How are you going to continue to use that without refilling? That is the biggest issue I have. I think if I had to choose between this kind of wax and the wax that came with the kits, I'd choose the wax that came with the kits, to be quite honest. These are cute. They smell good. They're pretty, but I can't really find a huge benefit to them. I don't even know that I would want to use it in an emergency. That would be like a how emergent is the emergency type of designation situation. But yeah, I'm not trying to diss the company, the small shop, or anything like that. It's just this application medium is not for me. It could be for you. If it is for you, there you go. There's a sample example situation of one. But maybe you're like me and you're like, yeah, that's not my jam either. I need something a little more elevated. The next thing you might hear about and have easy access to would be a glue dot. Now, glue dots can be bought in stores like Michael's and Joann, Hobby Lobby, Crafty stores, and they can be bought at Walmart. And they usually come in like a big box with a strip of couple hundred glue dots. What you want to get is the mini glue dots, M-I-N-I, mini sized glue dots for your single placers. And different strokes for different folks on what size to use in multi-placers. For this particular instance, I have glue dots from Oh Snap Crafters Cafe. These are called Oh Snap dots. These are their regular sizes intended for single placers. They have bigger dots called chunky for multi-placers. We've got s'mores, cinnamon sticks, and winter pine scents. They do come scented, I believe also unscented if you're sensitive, though these do not have a super strong scent. You really have to open the package and like stick your nose in and sniff to get a hint of the smell. And once it's in your pen, I don't really smell it very much at all. So this might not be the best for like aromatherapy. You might need to burn a candle if you're looking for a stronger smell while you diamond paint, but they smell pleasant enough. And yeah, these are just fancier version of what you can buy in the store. It's cheaper to buy them in the store, and there you get more. I'll let you know that now. Yeah, well, let's dive into glue dots and talk about how to apply them to our pen, show them in use, and pros and cons. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Oh Snap's Cinnamon Sticks glue dots. Now these were $6 at the time of purchase, and they come in this little Ziploc baggie situation. Now listen, this is deceptive. It comes with in the baggie, and it has a pull tab. This applies to like Bee's Crafty Corner, Oh Snap dots, anywhere that sends you anything in one of these little packets. Spoiler, this little tab will tempt you into ripping the top off like it has me. And don't do it. Don't do it. It's a trap. You don't need to do the pull tab. All that does is leave you with less gripping space to try to pry these things open. You can open them without pulling that pull tab. That's just a friendly tip from me to you. Spare yourself. So now these come on a clear sheet, much like what was on the diamond painting wax square. And that's what the glue dots are affixed to. And it has a wax sheet to keep them protected. And what you can do is use tweezers, or you can just use your finger. I'm going to use my finger and just kind of roll one off. I'm just going to kind of try anyway. Hello. There we go. I'm just going to roll one off, and I'm going to roll it lightly in my fingers like a toddler with a booger. Yep, I said that. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to try to just manually shove it in my pen tip real quick, and then I'm going to use tweezers to finish the job. These are extremely sticky. All right, so let me try to get this in my pen tip here. Now, what I have found is that I prefer the store-bought glue dots better. You get hundreds for the same price, about $5-6 last time I bought any, and I found them easier to go into and stick in my pen tips. I always have trouble getting them to stay in the pen tips. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, if it's just the various tips. I've tried various tips. Maybe I'm using all the wrong ones. Maybe you have this problem too if you've tried glue dots. But I'm trying to get it in there, and then like when I pull the tweezers out, it wants to come out with it. It looks like we got a piece of wax from the previous test there. That's not helpful. And then yeah, I kind of got it in there. I'm going to push it on a hard surface, try to really mangle it in there as best I can, flush with the surface. I am not going to be putting these in the multi-placer this time, because they do make at Oh Snaps a chunky version that is meant for multi-placers. This is meant for single placers, so we're just going to do the single placer on this one. We're pretty much ready to go. Now, one of the reasons you might be like, well, Mushy, you rolled it around and that took away some of the stick and whatever, but these are extremely extremely sticky / tacky, and generally need to be seasoned, primed, prepped, however you want to say it, multiple times throughout the course of their use. They'll get so sticky, too sticky, that where you gotta tap it on a greasy part of your skin, maybe on some fabric, to get rid of some of that extra stick behind your ear, around your nose, on your forehead if you have a oily forehead. Do you have day old hair? Maybe a little bit of hair grease? Yeah, tap it on your head, whatever. But yes, these will get so sticky that you'll pick up your drill and go to place it, and it will either pull the wax out because it's so stuck to your drill. So right now we have it primed because I rolled it around in my finger, and we can go ahead and place these. Again, we do not get the biggest pop, but we do get more of a pop from this than we did the other application mediums, if you're somebody who likes to hear that pop sound. And as you can see, my glue dot is already kind of squooshing out the top here. Try to push it back in. Come on, go in there, stay in there. That's my biggest con with, at least with these glue dots. I find I have better luck with the store-bought ones, but these do not, for some reason, want to stay in my pen tips. But there will be times where if you're watching some other diamond painters, maybe they'll mention it, maybe they won't. If they're using glue dots, they might have a little damp sponge or paper towel beside them, and you'll see them tap, 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 and then diamond paint a little bit, and then tap, tap. That's them priming their glue dot, or prepping it, seasoning it, however, like I said, whichever word you want to use for it, to get some of the extra tack off so it releases the drill when they go to set it down. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, this is a viable option. It does work. Lots of people like glue dots, swear by glue dots, and they are, you know, each to their own. They're a viable method of diamond painting. See right there, that is, see, it's starting to get tacky, like extra tacky again. Some of this, the prepping or seasoning has worn off, and it started to pull out of my pen tip again. So now I gotta redo it, re-season it. It did not want to let go of that drill. Now it doesn't seem to leave a residue on the drills, which is nice as compared to the waxes that we looked at that leave a residue in between drills, on top of drills, etc. In fact, I have a drill in here with a little bit of wax on the top of it, right there. And that's nice. But if your glue dot gets pulled out of the tip and gets stuck on a drill, it can leave some residue, or even worse, you can accidentally like knock it onto your canvas, and it can take away some of the tack from your canvas. So just something to be aware of. And yeah, this is a glue dot, my friends. I don't really know what more I can say about a glue dot, except for this takes a little more finesse, a little more patience, a little more practice than some might have the patience for. And for others, it's perfection. Each glue dot, in my experience, can last anywhere from a couple hours to a day or so, maybe 2. It depends on how dirty are your drills, what kind of seasoning or prep or priming you're doing to keep it from being overly tacky, and how much are you diamond painting. You know what I mean? There's some factors involved, but it can last you a little bit or a long bit. Just really kind of depends on variables. So there we go, and I'll give you a couple good pops. See, it's kind of a weak pop, but it is a pop. But as you can see, it's constantly trying to pop out of the top of the placer for me. Glue dots are something I used to use pretty religiously until I found other application mediums that I liked better, but glue dots seemed to be a really sweet spot for me when I was newer to diamond painting, was introduced to other options that were not the kit wax, and I used these for quite some time. Okay, so we've looked at glue dots. We kind of talked about how they work, pros and cons. Again, like, look, it's coming out of my tip, but there you go. That is an application medium option for you. And let me know, have you tried glue dots of any kind? Do you like them? Let me know in the comments below. And now you might try these and just be like, hey, these were cool. Like me, I was like, hey, these are cool for a while. And then I'm like, but there's got to be something better.